Yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant Networking Group. Today is June the 5th, and my name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder of Today's Restaurant. We are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner with any problems they may have. And if you want to get in touch with us, give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. And good morning, folks. I sent everybody an email yesterday with a video that happened to be on America's Got Talent. This young guy came out. I don't know did everybody look at it?
Yeah.
It was uh, an act that included, I don't know, maybe 8 robots, humanoid robots, and he danced with it. I thought it was pretty damn amazing and scary at the same time. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here for a second.
Scary is the operative word.
Hold on. Just let me see if I can share it.
I want to know if he won. Or
I
maybe the robots won.
After that, he went to Ale House and started tossing a salad. So I don't know.
It's not going to happen. But boy, that was amazing.
Don't think
when they did, if you still have the email that I sent you, take a look at it after the meeting. When the robots do that acrobatic flip, that was pretty damn amazing. And it was on national TV, so it's not a internet BS. It's not clickbait.
And that concludes our meeting, folks.
So let's do our intros, and then I have a topic we can discuss. Jessica, why don't you start us off?
Good morning, Jessica Kirby with Spectrum Business. I know we talked about cable, but Spectrum does more than cable. We also are an internet company. We do phone service, we do phone systems like voice over IP, and we also do cell phone service. So Spectrum is your all-around communications company as well as TV for any business, including and specific to restaurants. When we're talking about cable, a lot of restaurants still want television service. So I am a local account executive here in Florida. I can do business anywhere in the United States that's a Spectrum footprint. I have been with the company for 18 years and I pride myself on my customer relationships. I start the account for them. I manage the account once I've sold them the service, so I avoid them having to call a 1-800 number. So if you know anybody that's opening a new business, or maybe they already have Spectrum, they're interested in cell phone service, maybe they need a new phone system, any of that, if they don't want to call an 800 number, please send them my way. My phone number is 813-326-2246. And my email address is jessica.kirby@spectrum.com. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you. Steve just put the link to that video in the chat, so you could take a look at it. It's really interesting. Sven, good morning.
Hey, good morning all. Sven Jensen here in Southern Florida, the founder of ProTier. We have built a employee benefits solution, meaning healthcare, vision, and dental offerings specifically for the restaurant community. We allow businesses to use contribution dollars instead of needing to pick plans. And our clients are finding that they have great improvements in their ability to recruit the best employees as a result of offering benefits. And then additionally, they manage to retain their core team with a significant higher percentage rate. I can be found at www.pro-tier.com. My email is Sven, SVEN, @protier.com. And I can be reached on my cell phone at 415-568-0527. Thank you.
Thank you. Nick, you still with us?
Yep. Oh, my camera's not on. Sorry.
There I am.
You're
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Nick DeSantis, Brown and Brown Insurance. We're an international retailer, one of the top companies in the country. We offer every kind of insurance, but a good lead for me would be anybody in the hospitality industry or including apartments, restaurants. Anybody, a real good lead is somebody that is either opening up, expanding new businesses, and so they need to procure some insurance for to get started, including the build out, the ground up builders risks. We do everything from auto, workers' comp, health and benefits. We can supply them anything that they need. Cyber is becoming a big issue with AI now because there's so many AI claims that are related to cyber attacks. And another is a business that has, they've had rate increases. They're having issues with their agents. If they have any type of problems, I can solve problems. Those are good leads for me. We do have a minimum in our business unit of $50,000 in premium account size, not just one policy size. So typically a large restaurant meets that, but like a small, I can't write because if it's a small independent pizza shop, something to that nature, they really need to be paying in about the, 5 to 10,000 range for all of their insurance. They're not going to meet our minimum. So unfortunately, I can't work on those. But any independents that are larger or multi-units are great leads for me. Nick DeSantis, Brown and Brown. Thank you.
And how do we reach you?
My cell phone is the best way. It's area code 386-299-9540. My email on the list is nicholas.desantis@bbrown.com.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Chris, good morning. You're on mute, Chris.
He wants,
He's pantomiming.
Still on mute.
Chris the mime.
He's saying, "Read my lips."
We'll come back to you. Ed, good morning.
Okay.
I was going to have you follow Chris, but looks like he's going to follow you.
Oh, okay. Hey, my name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. And we're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have frozen drink machines from Vier. We have soft serve ice cream machines from Carpigiani. We have hard ice cream machines from BGI and Carpigiani. We have display cases from ISA and GTI Designs. We have blast freezers, hardening cabinets, mixed treatment machines, whipped cream machines, you name it in desserts, and we can get it for you. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Have a good day. And we will be at the Florida Restaurant Show.
Thank you. Chris, are you not able to get your volume on?
There we are.
Yeah, the mall's open, but nobody's shopping. Yes, there we go. Oh, okay, I could talk, and you guys are going like, "What's he saying?" So let's get this straight. Let's get this down, Pat. And anyway, Chris Kaufman, restaurantallstars.com, 404 All-Star, providing all-star restaurant talent, career opportunities, that is, for restaurant managers, chefs, restaurant corporate executives, primarily in the Southeast United States, but we are very flexible to opening to other parts of the country. We're developing a relationship with a national company. It's kind of like an extension of who we are and what we do. And it's a company called Top Echelon. And so because when I get a resume, a really sharp person, but they happen to live in Phoenix, Arizona. My Phoenix, Arizona contacts are not as strong as my Georgia, Florida contacts. However, now with this new relationship, we'll be able to extend our reach and be able to help candidates and companies throughout the United States. And so that's kind of exciting. Also, we are doing some work. I just made a proposal to a company over in Largo, Florida, which right there by the Tampa area, in the Tampa area. And we should know that by the first part of next week. And continue to work on progress with clients in Boston as well as New York City. So Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars, 404 All-Star. And remember, message and data rates may apply.
Are you planning to walk the show?
I'm considering that. That is correct. I got a couple of, one company based out of Orlando that has businesses and food and beverage situations around the state of Florida is getting to be a rather active client, and we, would make a lot of sense to visit them as well as visit the show. So, yeah. And hopefully this year we can make that happen. So.
All right. All right. Brian or Steve, who wants to follow Chris?
Oh, I'll follow Chris. It's a tough act to follow, but
Right.
so I'm going to share out my screen.
Oh.
I'm Steve Whitehill with Anchor Business Brokers, and I help people buy and sell businesses. And today's subject, as you can see, is people who wait too long to sell a business. I see it all the time. They had a great business and they decided to take it easy, or they just can't put in the hours they used to, and everything goes to hell. And then they can't understand why they can't get get the money they want for their business. So my suggestion is always plan ahead. As a matter of fact, I used to have a problem. I used to find it odd when people said, when you start a business, you ought to plan when to sell it. And I now can get behind that, because you need to know when you're going to exit, when the right time is. So that's my motto for today, or my story for today. And I did this, by the way, with AI. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. You can get me at 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
When you say you did this with AI, does that mean you told AI make up an ad for me, or what?
Well, okay, so I gave it my photo, and I gave it a LinkedIn post that was on this subject, and I said, make it into a picture, make it into this.
And my lawyer will be contacting you in the morning.
I'm following on to Howard's footsteps.
Well, I
I
thought
love that. I love that. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah, it's being posted Tuesday automatically at 8:15 on LinkedIn for those who
Curious to
John
see
to
how
see
many
it.
impressions you get.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. All right, Brian.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We're a commercial financing company. I primarily focus on the hospitality side. So, it could be startups, existing businesses, small projects, large projects, and again, primarily restaurants, breweries. I do some convenience stores, things like that. Again, it's commercial equipment financing. And I do work all over the country. And I work with dealers and end users. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks. Have a great day.
Okay, TRN Terry.
Hello, everyone. What I do is extremely unique because every single person on this call, every single person in business that's trying to reach more restaurants, I try to find what's coming in. Now, interestingly enough, in our What's Going On paper each month now, the first page has a list that we started compiling of closed restaurants. They were chains, national chains. I've limited it now to only Florida. So you're going to get maybe a dozen. Now, some of these are mom and pop places. Some of them had 3 or 4 locations, and they're only closing the one to focus on the other. That might be where, like Brian could come in and, maybe offer them some financing because they weren't able to, hold up. Take a look at that. That could even be helpful to Steve to find out what else is going to go in there. You never know. When they close, sometimes there's nobody doing anything. It's just sitting there. A new feature that we've started, and it seems to be getting a lot of attention. So that's always going to be on the first page of the What's Going On every single month. And other than that, I just find what's opening up in the state with my team, and we publish that every month. There's pretty much, I'd say, 3/4 of the group get those leads and have worked with other people in their companies that are also buying them. They're not getting them at the group price. They have to pay the regular $4.99 for 6 months. But in this group, you all know that's not your cost. At any rate, that's what I do. Anybody that wants a sample, trnusa.com/leads. There's a nice little sample there. Have a really nice weekend. It's going to be wet. It's going to be humid. There's going to be bugs. I posted a photo of if you're on my Facebook page, it's mostly family. I really have it private, but some of you are on. There was a big old gator in back of somebody's place, just walking like he owned the place, which of course he does. And some lady came out. Everything went up in the air. She screamed, cupcakes, whatever it was. The gator had a nice little feast, and she had a nice little heart attack. But anyway, there's gators all over the place here, and they're starting to come out of the water. They're getting brazen. Be careful. Also be careful, Brian and Chris, of ticks. Ticks are a huge major thing right now. And I don't know what it is, but there's all kinds of specials on it. Brian, you quit laughing. I'm telling you the truth. Look it up.
Well,
I had a tick on me this week. So I agree with you. I had a tick. I've never had a tick on me in my life. And this week it was right here on my shoulder.
See?
Luckily, I thought it was a skin tag. It wasn't very big. I'm like, wow, that's weird. I'm getting old. I'm getting skin tags in weird spots. And my wife said, wait a minute, that's a tick. So she pulled it out. Doesn't have a bullseye around it, but I have family members that have gotten that. I forget what it's called. When you can't, if you eat meat, you can't digest mammals anymore from Lyme disease.
Lyme disease,
and, yeah. So watch out for them ticks. They're out there.
Yeah,
I never had.
I know.
I didn't say that to be funny. They're overwhelming, even the cities. Nick, where were you when you got it?
I think I picked it up in Cedar Key because we went over there for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh.
And I remember seeing it shortly after that. It could have been from here, but that we were outside a lot in Cedar Key, so I think I might have picked it up over there on the West Coast.
That's just a word of warning to everyone because they can be very, and luckily your wife got it out for you, so good for you. And no ring. Yeah. Anyway, on that note.
Yep. You got to watch out if you do get a tick and it forms rings around it like a bullseye. Yeah. I checked with my concierge right away. I said, hey, I got a tick on me. Should I be concerned? And she's like, well, see if these symptoms start happening. So if you're bloated, if you are constipated, I'm sorry for using this language, but if if there's rings around it, soreness around it, pain, body aches, then you need to get checked out.
Oh yeah, it could kill you. And
it can kill you.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be that nobody wanted to follow Chris. I'm the only one.
Nah, Chris was
follows TRN Terry.
He was.
I think I'm going to change that up.
Everybody can follow Chris.
So she's going to go first.
Yeah. So I'm speechless now. I don't even know what to say.
That's a first.
Yeah, I was gonna. What the heck? Okay, Howard, you did have a subject. Is that correct? And you want to talk about?
I was going to mention that this year, 2026, in July, is our 30th anniversary of publishing Today's Restaurant. And we are running a special 30% off price on all of our services, which applies to people who are not in our networking group yet, because people in the networking group have their own special deals. But July just so happens to be, we have July, August, and September, and the show being in October. July is a really good time to consider putting an ad campaign starting in the newspaper or with an email blast. And the thing is, if you get one client and you ran the ad for a year, you'd pay for yourself. So it's a question of putting together a budget. And if you want to get started, we have a graphic artist who doesn't use AI, who could put an ad together for you. Or if you want to do AI, I'll let Steve do it.
I was going to say, you're the expert. I mean,
I
really,
can do it too.
I learned it all from you.
Yeah. Forget about June 19th combined meeting down at Jerry Manguel's place.
Oh, yeah, well, I sent that out. July 19th, we're having another combined meeting. And it's when I say combined, it's combined. So anybody who's in South Florida who wants to attend in person, we're going to be at the restaurant store, which is in Davie. And we'll also be on Zoom if I can work it out. It's going to be a real big experiment. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out.
Well, but don't worry, we'll get it done.
I know. So.
And we'll show off Jerry's place. And there's somebody flying in from, I think, Atlanta that's going to fly down for that. And in the second group, in the other group.
John, no, from North Carolina. That's
yeah, whatever.
Anyway, now that
what
if
time?
You want to reach me and discuss an advertising campaign, give me a call at 561-620-8888.
That combined meeting, is that at 10 o'clock?
No, it's going
10:30.
to be 10:30.
10:30.
Thank you, Chris, for reading. You're the one.
Hey, I just have to ask you.
Show off.
I got a lot going on here. I got to get hundreds of leads every month. I don't read.
Yes, dear.
Talk to ChatGPT.
That's you guys.
All right.
What time is the 19th meeting so I can put it in my calendar?
10:30.
10:30?
Yeah.
Are you?
If we have it at 10:30, and we leave about an hour and a half for the meeting, depending on how many people show up, we'll get everybody in and take a little. What I'm planning to do is have the meeting and then show his showroom,
Yes.
which I understand is amazing. They've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventory. So it should be interesting. Anyhow.
Anybody have any questions, wants, needs, anything that you need us to look for you?
Well, you take over, Terry. Do the subject.
Does the Florida Restaurant Show publish a book of all the like at the National Restaurant Show? There's a book of all the people who display their stuff, and their contact information. I mean, it's maybe this is all electronic now, but
It's all on their website.
Yeah,
I don't think they publish a book anymore.
no. That stopped 2 years ago.
And as far as contact information, I think they give a phone number and maybe a website, but they don't put email addresses.
But
Yeah.
you on the
Chris-
website now for
Chris,
the
Chris, if you go to the floor plan for the Florida
Yeah.
Restaurant Show and you click on the person there, if they've loaded it in, it'll be an email address and telephone number to contact them.
Yes, that's what, absolutely. That's what I did the last 2 years.
That's what you're going to be doing this afternoon.
Excuse me?
Whoa!
friction.
You're Hollywood Square about to
Been a
get.
fun meeting, guys. We'll see you next week.
I think I see a target on you.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm 100 miles away.
It's funny. It's funny that this just happened because you know what my topic was today?
Uh-oh.
Wow.
How your knees hurt. Because you're getting kicked in the
How
knees.
to deal how to deal with a difficult employee.
Yeah, but Howard, but you work for her, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I can take this. I can
He
take
doesn't, he just doesn't know it.
And this- how do you identify a difficult employee? Attitude problem,
Mhm.
performance problem, behavioral problem, skill problem,
duh.
a personal problem.
They're the expert. Just ask them.
I was going to say, talk to your wife. She'll tell you, give you the answer.
That's a no. That's a no give. So yeah, absolutely. Difficult employee tells you to make your own burgers.
This is the only time of the week I get to talk.
Oh.
That was real
Anyway,
great. Now I have an excuse to go shopping. I don't have to be here.
Oh, you needed an excuse?
No. No, except I don't like to shop. So
Oh, okay. Just checking.
anyway, the topic.
Not according to Howard.
Brian, you keep out of this.
Going back to the topic, which really is the topic. They said a restaurant dealing with a difficult employee needs to be firm, fair, and fast.
Or you'll
Not
get sued.
emotional, not reactive, and definitely not passive. Do you deal with that, Chris? Do you get involved with people who have difficult employees and who owners want to replace?
What I can do along those lines, and what I have done along those lines, is volunteer to a client company when they say, you know, the person we hired, we got a little bit of a problem. And I volunteered, said, listen, I'll be glad to talk with them and coach them and get like a third party sounding board, if you will. And some companies say, hey, that's cool. You know, go ahead and let them know that, you know, we expected more from the person than what we're getting, and we may thought the person may have oversold their credentials when they interviewed with us. And so what I do is gravitate the conversation back to standards. You know, let's just talk about, first of all, the basics. You know, tell me about your work week, tell me about your work day, and tell me about the communication you have with the superior in terms of what's expected. Because a lot of times there's a linkage that's not there in terms of what is expected. You know, where the person that hired them, I thought they would have known that. Well, you know, did you
Yeah.
did you lay out a position description? Did you lay out expectations? Do you have weekly meetings? Do you have, you know, and rather than being a fast trigger, 2 to 3 weeks into an employment say, it's not working out. It's just not the right fit. Well, let's take a look at that piece by piece. And all I want to do is just make sure that they have enough information to make the right decision versus a herky-jerky, I'm just not feeling decision. So where I do get involved is I volunteer to be a link of communication that they may not have. But it doesn't happen all that often. But
one of the steps they mentioned in this article is to give a short, measurable improvement plan. To keeping
absolutely,
it constructive.
Yeah. It's called. Well, there's a company I've worked with in the past, and they have what they call an action plan. And they said we have an action plan, and there is a specified time frame. That over the next 2 weeks, you're expected to know how to calculate the labor cost, how to do the scheduling for the front of the house, how to do the scheduling for the back of the house. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll sit down and see where we are. And if we're not where we need to be, then
many years ago, when I was interviewing in college, I went to General Electric. And what you're talking about, an action plan, that's exactly what General Electric had in their hiring program. Everybody had an action plan, and that's why 25% or 20% of their managers disappeared every year, because they didn't meet the goals that they had specified. So that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's very effective if it's done uniformly across everything.
Because the action plan is just step one. The follow-up is the crucial.
Right.
Step two.
I've been involved in other companies where certain divisions did that and certain divisions did not. And that would bleed horror across the fruited plains, if I could say it that way, because people would point fingers at the other group as not following up. So then you had divisions, and you had to, I personally had to step in and fire people because they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got out of college, I was working for a consulting firm, and I went to one of the clients was a paper box company. I think it was in Long Island City, and the employees were a little rough, and one guy pulled a knife on me.
Okay.
Seriously, and I had to talk him down on the floor. And guess who got fired?
You did.
Moi. It's a union shop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they fired, they said bye-bye to me. But that guy should have been put in jail. But how many of you have worked with employees that you felt were a problem? And what did you do about it?
Every time I've had an issue, I've talked to the people. If they didn't work directly for me, I would talk to their boss and filter it down that way. And then I would hold the boss responsible. If he couldn't get it done, then I take care of the boss.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Steve, you want?
I'm not responsible for a person working on the floor. The general foreman or the foreman is. And if they can't handle them, then I'm going to replace the person who's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's happening there, it's happening someplace else. I guarantee it.
Right.
Yeah.
I read an article
Steve,
one
you wanted
time
to
that
say
said,
something?
No, I said it's the pattern is been around for years. I remember when I was at Chase, I had to fire somebody. It was not as straightforward as saying get out. You had to give them an opportunity, essentially corrective action plan, and measure them, and over a period of time, sort of 3 strikes and you're out kind of routine.
Yeah, but Howard, you bring up a different story now. If you have a union involved, then you have all different
Right.
things you got to deal with, if I could say it that way.
Right.
Yeah, real quick, I fired somebody over the phone. It was like, I think 03 to 06. I had a dealership. I had a digital dining. I was selling POS systems. And I had a problem with this guy, and he was one of my installers. And we were supposed to be in Columbus, Georgia. And I call the guy, and I've had numerous problems with him. I call him, and I hear him in the background sitting and watching TV in Alpharetta, and I'm in Columbus, Georgia. I said, hey, and actually his name was Brian. I said, Brian, I had enough. Don't bother coming back to work no more. So I ended up crawling up in the rafters and running a Cat5 for the computer systems. So
Wow.
yeah, just sometimes you just have enough, you know. So
Well, I saw an article one time, hiring and firing, and it said, when should you fire your director of sales? And the answer was the first time you think about it.
Oh, wow.
And there's a element of truth to that. If you're thinking about that he hasn't performed, it's time to get rid of him.
Wow.
yeah.
You know,
I
but
think it's like you said before, Chris, if you have a standards, if you have an SOP and you are able to talk to the employee and set goals over a short period of time, and if they can't meet those goals, you have to cut ties
Mhm.
quickly, because that will fester and get worse.
well, one of the basic rules in writing a comedy sketch is just a couple words. Specific is terrific. Okay? Be specific, and everybody understands the language. Go. And you know, I think back on a person that I let go when I had 5 different recruiters working for me, and different in Atlanta, and different disciplines. And we set a goal. You got to be here by. We had a June 30th goal and a December 31st goal. And by June 30th, you need to be here. And by December 31st, you need to be here. And this one person fell short of the June 30th goal, and I had to let her go. And you know, it just and because she was short by like 40%. I mean, it wasn't
A
like,
good 6 inches.
yeah. But I mean, again, in sales, it's a lot easier than it is in management. I mean, you know, it's you either hit the target or you didn't, you know. And but it's also over time you think like, well, maybe we should have given her another shot, or you know, or whatever. But
40%'s a lot.
yeah, it is, you know. I mean, it's
Percent okay, possibly 20, but 40?
yeah.
Got a
Yeah,
problem.
but you have to make sure the goal's realistic. It ain't that simple.
But if everyone else is doing it and she
Well, I
did,
said, if it's as long as the goal's realistic,
yeah,
you
I
can
agree.
get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that was then, this is now.
So what do you do if you interview somebody and they sound great and they're qualified, and then once they get the job, they become a pain in the butt with either attitude or ability? That's a whole other ballgame.
You tell them, hey, let's go take a walk.
And you pull a knife out of them.
And you got John Gotti on the other side.
You know, and you have that one-on-one come to Jesus conversation and say, look, here's what we thought when we talked with you, and here's what we see now that you're with us, and we'd like to get back to what we talked.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
And you know, here are the expectations, and we all know what's going on. We all know why we're here, and so, you know, don't mess it up.
That's to protect the company culture.
That's right. That's right. So, you know,
And in order to protect our company culture, I have to call an end to this meeting. So, see you guys next week. Thanks for
let's have
coming.
another mimosa. Come on.
Have a good weekend, and let the sauce be with you.